welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new here. My name is Jen. I'm a certified weight loss and nutrition coach and I'm on the WW Blue Plan. It's Monday, so it's meal prep day. I have 3 fantastic recipes for you. I have a breakfast recipe in the slow cooker, which makes life so easy. I have a really good lunch and a favorite dessert recipe. Hint, hint, it's carrot cake. So I have 3 fantastic recipes for you today. All of my recipes are on my website. You'll find my website down in the description box. Also in the description box, you'll find the link to head over and check out my nutrition coaching website where I can help figure your macros, calories, and help show you where you should land every day when it comes to macros and calories. So definitely take advantage of that service. We all need to know exactly what we should be consuming every day to see success on the scale. You'll also find links and discount codes to my favorite things and the link to head over and join us over on my Facebook group. We would love to have you over there as well. It is such an amazing, supportive community. And before we jump into this video, please take a moment and subscribe. I'd love to have you be part of my YouTube channel. I do upload most days of the week and Monday is always meal prep day, so make sure you're subscribed. And before we jump in, give this video a thumbs up if you love meal preps. So let's start cooking. For breakfast this week, I'm making a loaded slow cooker breakfast casserole. So this is going to be everything that makes up a hearty breakfast in a slow cooker casserole. And I'm super excited. So it's before 7 a.m. on Sunday morning. So I'm going to go ahead and get this started before I continue on with my meal prep. So let me show you what's in breakfast and then we'll get everything into the slow cooker. First, you're going to need some salt and pepper, low-fat milk, cream of mushroom soup. I'm just using this Pacific organic cream of mushroom. You're also going to need thyme and parsley, dried or fresh, whatever your preference is. Some type of sausage. So when I calculated the points of this recipe, I calculated 2 points per sausage link. So make sure that whatever sausage you choose is pretty close to those same points, or you may need to recalculate the overall points of the recipe. But I'm going to use my favorite Sam's Choice chicken apple sausages. You're also going to need 1 yellow onion, a 32-ounce bag of shredded hash browns, and some light shredded cheese. So let's make breakfast. So the first thing I'm going to do is dice up my 4 apple sausages and my yellow onion. And that way we can add everything directly to our slow cooker. So let's chop it up. So first thing, in the small saucepan, I added 1 cup of low-fat milk. I'm also going to add in my cream of mushroom soup. And then we're going to stir and let this simmer on the stove for about 5 minutes. So to get started with the slow cooker, I'm going to add a liner. So if you do not use a slow cooker liner, highly recommend. You guys, it makes cleanup so incredibly easy. All you do is pull the liner out and then I just wipe out the crock pot just because there's generally a little bit of condensation, but seriously, no more scrubbing of the slow cooker, which is amazing. So to the crock pot and the liner, we're going to add a bag of hash browns. Now mine are thawed. You want to make sure that your hash browns are thawed out. Otherwise, it's going to produce too much liquid for the recipe. So mine are still a tiny bit frozen, but for the most part, they are mainly completely thawed. We are then going to add our cut up sausage. So you can see that I just went ahead and cut it into rounds. This is all 4 links or 12 ounces, which is what the total package equals. So I'm just going to spread those on top. And then I'm going to add the chopped up onion. And again, just kind of spread that out evenly over the top of the sausage and hash browns. And then I have 1 full cup of light cheese. So I'm going to put half of that. So half of a cup right over the top. Reserve the other half of the cup for the top of the casserole. Then we are going to add the soup and milk mixture that we warmed up on the stove. That way it helped the soup combine really well with the mixture. I did let mine warm for about 3 to 4 minutes. It wasn't quite 5, just until the soup and the milk is fully combined and melted down. Next, we're going to add our seasoning. So I'm going to put in just a little bit of pepper, or I'm sorry, salt, well, and pepper, and then a little bit of pepper as well. And we're just going to put this right on top. No need to stir stir this in. And then our thyme. So I'm gonna do about a tablespoon of thyme, only because I just like my food really, really flavorful. And then about a tablespoon of dried parsley as well. Go ahead and put that on top. And then lastly, we're going to add the other half of a cup of shredded cheese. And then we'll pop the lid on this, put this on high for about 3 hours, and then it'll be ready. So it's pretty quick and simple. You just wanna make sure the potatoes are cooked completely through.
3 hours later.
All right, guys, breakfast is done. It smells incredible in my house. Look at this. Could this, there we go. Could this look any more delicious? Oh my gosh, the potatoes, the sausage, and the cheese. So I just turned this off. I'm going to let this cool for just a little bit. And I think my plan is to just package it up in one large container. It makes 8 servings, and then throughout the week, I'll just divide it out into 8 equal servings. So here's the breakfast casserole. It's in a nice container here for storage. Again, it makes 8 servings. It is 7 smart points on both blue and green, and only 4 on the purple plan. But it's a well-balanced breakfast. You have your carb, your protein, you have some onions in there, some cheese. So I would pair this with some fruit. So it's either 4 or 7 points for breakfast. Cannot wait. For lunches this week, I'm making buffalo chicken stuffed sweet potatoes. My husband doesn't do buffalo anything, so I like to incorporate that into lunch prep. And I'm pretty excited about these. So let me show you what's in our recipe. First, you'll need some buffalo sauce. Like I mentioned in my grocery haul, I'm going to try this Sweet Baby Ray's buffalo wing sauce and see how it is. I also have quite a bit of chicken here. I'll weigh this out so I know exactly how many calories it is, but I just grabbed a package out of my freezer, the organic chicken breast from Costco. And then you're going to need some crumbled blue cheese, 4 medium sweet potatoes. These are the organics from Trader Joe's. Some ranch seasoning powder, and last but not least, some chives. Now you could do fresh chives, you could do dried chives, whatever your preference. This is what I have on hand, so I'm going to do dried chives. So let's make some buffalo chicken stuffed sweet potatoes. The first step is I need to cook my chicken so that I can shred it up. So I have my breasts here. I went ahead and cut them in half. There were 2 breasts in that package. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of salt and pepper and just kind of make it simple. And then we'll let these cook down and shred them up. While the chicken's cooking, I'm just poking my sweet potatoes here with a fork. I'm just going to put a ton of holes in there. And then we're just gonna pop these in the microwave until they're cooked through. They're pretty small, so they'll probably take 5 to 10 minutes to cook in the microwave. So once you pull the sweet potatoes out of the microwave, they were in for 5 minutes. We're going to wrap each one in some foil. I have my oven preheated to 450 degrees, and I'm just going to pop the sweet potato in the oven to roast them for about 10 minutes. While the potatoes are in the oven, I'm going to go ahead and just roughly shred up my cooked chicken. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then we're going to add this to a bowl so that we can put in our ranch powder as well as our buffalo sauce. So I shredded up my chicken. I would have used my hand mixer to do it because that's really the easiest way, but this was a very small amount of chicken to shred. And then I'm using my Sweet Baby Ray's buffalo sauce. I poured 3/4 of a cup. Now I don't know if I'm going to need all of that, so I'm going to start with about half and mix. And we just want to add enough to coat the chicken. Oh yeah, that looks good. We may not even need to add any more, maybe a little more. And then I'm actually going to pop in my ranch seasoning packet as well and mix that in with the chicken and the Sweet Baby Ray's. Oh yeah, let's add a little bit more buffalo sauce. So I'm gonna add about 1/2 cup of buffalo sauce total, so that's what I will calculate the points for. I wasn't sure when I originally started how much we would need, but that actually looks like the perfect amount. And then I'm just going to set this aside until our sweet potatoes are done. But look at this, yummy. Potatoes are done. I just pulled one out of the oven, so they're nice and soft. I'm gonna go ahead and pop it here into my meal prep bowl. I'm just going to layer it all in here to make it easy for when I wanna warm it up. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of slice it in half and fillet it open. Oh my gosh, this looks so good. If you don't want to eat the peel, you could always remove the inside, but I don't mind the peel, so I'm just going to leave it like that. And then I'm going to put 1/4 of my chicken mixture, which is going to be a decent amount of the buffalo chicken, and I'm going to top the sweet potato with that. Oh my gosh, that looks amazing. And then I weighed out on my food scale 2 ounces of blue cheese. So it's about 1/2 ounce per potato, which is actually a lot. I mean, this is a lot of blue cheese, and it is exactly 2 ounces. And then I'm going to top it with just a little sprinkle of chives. How amazing does this look? So I'm gonna go ahead and do my other 3 bowls. The recipe makes 4 servings. So here is my completed lunch. This looks so good. Who doesn't love a good sweet potato, buffalo chicken topped with blue cheese? Yes, ma'am. So here is the points breakdown for the stuffed sweet potato. So it's 8 points per potato on blue, 9 on green, and only 2 on the purple plan because you don't have to count the potato, which takes up a large amount of the points. So you might want to weigh your potato out, make sure that it isn't constituted as a small versus medium potato, but I'm just going to count this as 8 points because I'm on the blue plan. Better safe than sorry. So that is lunch, you guys. It's going to be delicious. I'll probably pair this with a fruit or maybe some PEATOS or something like that, but I'm excited for this. It's going to be nice and satisfying and filling. For a sweet treat this week, I'm making carrot cake with frosting, but we're putting a healthy spin on it to make it WW friendly, but we're still going to include frosting because what cake isn't better with frosting? So let me show you what's in our carrot cake. First, you'll need some flour, low-fat or non-fat milk, maple syrup, honey, non-fat Greek yogurt, low-fat or part-skim ricotta cheese. I'm going to be using the Dax pumpkin spice in place of cinnamon and nutmeg because this is way better. This is absolutely exceptional. It's the best pumpkin pie spice ever. And what makes it so great is there's honey in here. Even though it's 0 calories, 0 points, it is the perfect pairing for pumpkin spice. It is something that is somewhat seasonal at Dax, so definitely grab it while you can. I usually stock up and buy half a dozen or so, and then I have it throughout the year. I will link Dax down below with 10% off for you guys. No MSG, no salt, nice clean ingredients, small business, great to support them. Love Dax. You guys know this. I have all their spices and I love them all. So I'm going to be adding some pumpkin spice. And then we'll need some baking soda, baking powder, salt, light butter, 1 egg, some grated carrots. You can also shred your own. I just bought these shredded at Trader Joe's. And then in place of vanilla extract, I'm just going to use vanilla bean paste because this is what I have on hand. So let's get started on carrot cake because I want some cake. So we're gonna get started on the carrot cake. So the first thing we're going to add is 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour. And then to that, we're going to add our leveling components. So I have leavening, not leveling. I have some baking powder here, and the recipe actually calls for 1.5 teaspoons. So this is a 1/2 teaspoon. So there's 1, 2, and 3 of baking powder. And then for baking soda, it wants 1/2 teaspoon. So I'm going to do 1/2 teaspoon of that. And then it is the pumpkin pie spice or the cinnamon and nutmeg. I'm just going to add to my liking, which I want it really, really spicy, pumpkin spicy. So I'm gonna put in about 2 tablespoons of pumpkin pie spice. We're going to give this a quick stir to make sure that the baking powder and baking soda get fully combined with the flour before we add in the wet ingredients. I'm going to add in 1/4 cup of non-fat or low-fat milk. We're going to put in the equivalent of about a teaspoon of vanilla extract, or in my case, vanilla bean paste. I'm going to put in just a pinch of salt to bring out the sweetness. I have 1/4 cup of non-fat Greek yogurt, so we'll add that. And then 1 tablespoon of melted and cooled butter. So I did let it sit out here for a couple of minutes. 1/2 of a cup of maple syrup. And then lastly, we're going to crack in an egg, give this a good stir before we add in the carrots. I'm going to stir this together until everything is combined, and basically it's made a batter of sorts. And then we're going to add in this whole bag of carrots. The recipe calls for 2 cups of shredded carrots, which is pretty close to this entire bag. So now for the carrots, I'll start with about half the bag. Let's see how much we have here. To me, this looks like about a cup, but I don't know if I want to put the whole bag, and that's going to be maybe a little bit of carrot overload in this carrot cake. Now, I know it's carrot cake, but we want to be able to taste all of those other yummy flavors too. So I'm going to put in just a tiny bit more of these shredded carrots. So there's about that much left in my bag, and I'll use those for salads. You guys know I like to put the shredded carrots on my salads. So I'm going to stir this until fully combined. We'll get this into a baking dish and into the oven. So I have out my 9x9 baking dish. I'm going to spray it really well with nonstick cooking spray. We just certainly don't want this delicious cake sticking to the pan. Doesn't this look so good? I tasted the batter, and holy moly, it is amazing. So I'm going to pop this in the oven again at 350 degrees, and we're gonna let it bake for about 28 to 30 minutes or until our toothpick comes out clean. While the carrot cake's in the oven, we're gonna put together the frosting. So I weighed out here on my food scale 8 ounces of the ricotta cheese. That whole container is 15 ounces, so I had to weigh that out. We are going to add 2 tablespoons of non-fat Greek yogurt. And then we're going to add a little bit more of this vanilla bean paste, about a teaspoon worth of that. That's going to be so good in the frosting. And then lastly, I weighed out 2 tablespoons of honey on my food scale. So we're going to go ahead and add that. And then I'm just going to take my spoon here and mix this all together. And that's simple as that. That's the frosting for our carrot cake. It should be really good with the honey and the vanilla beans. You can actually see the vanilla beans in the frosting, which is so neat looking. Look at that. You can actually see the vanilla beans. So I'm just going to get this stirred together, and I'm gonna pop it in the fridge just while the cake is cooking and cooling. So I just pulled out the carrot cake. It looks awesome. So I'm gonna let this cool completely, and then we're gonna frost it. You guys, I'm really excited for this. My house smells all things cinnamon. The cake is completely cooled, and I've put it on a plate here, and we are going to frost. You guys, I'm so excited about this. So I have my frosting, which, by the way, tastes absolutely incredible. It's not cream cheese frosting, but it is so good and sweet from the honey, good texture from the ricotta cheese. Oh my gosh, I'm so incredibly excited for this cake. So let's get it frosted. I'll be back to show you the completed cake. We'll cut it into the 9 servings, and we'll go over points and calories. You're not gonna believe points or calories. So I went ahead and cut the cake into 9 pieces. You guys, look at this. Look at how good that carrot cake looks and all of this frosting. I just sprinkled just a little bit of cinnamon on top. I seriously am so excited. I'm about to dig into this as a snack. What's the best part about this carrot cake is it's healthy, and it is only 6 points for this entire piece of cake on all plans. That is it, 6 smart points. So I'm so excited. Like I said, this is going to be my afternoon snack. Don't sleep on this recipe. Definitely check it out over on my website. Thank you for joining me on another weekly WW Meal Prep. I hope you are as excited about these 3 recipes as I am. I can't wait for breakfast, lunch, and of course carrot cake throughout this next week. Don't forget to check out the description box for my website so you can recreate these recipes for your family. You'll also find my nutrition coaching website, my Facebook group, and also the links and discount codes to all of my very favorite things. So if you enjoyed today's video, it would mean a lot to me if you would give it a big thumbs up. And don't forget to take a moment and subscribe. Join my community. We'd love, love, love to have you. Happy Monday, my friends. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.